Question 1. What year marked the formal establishment of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland? A. 1603, B. 1707, C. 1801, D. 1922. Answer: C. 1801. The United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland was formally established in 1801, uniting the kingdoms of Great Britain and Ireland. Question 2. Who was the first monarch to rule over both England and Scotland simultaneously? A. Elizabeth I, B. James I, C. Charles I, D. Anne. Answer: B. James I. James VI of Scotland became James I of England in 1603, ruling both countries simultaneously. Question 3. What is the significance of the Bill of Rights 1689 in British constitutional law? A. It established the principles of frequent parliaments. B. It declared the rights and liberties of the subjects. C. It limited the powers of the monarchy. D. All of the above. Answer: D. All of the above. The Bill of Rights 1689 is significant for establishing frequent parliaments, declaring the rights and liberties of the subjects, and limiting the powers of the monarchy. Question 4. Name the battle in 1314 that was a pivotal victory for Scottish independence. A. The Battle of Hastings. B. The Battle of Bannockburn. C. The Battle of Agincourt. D. The Battle of Culloden. Answer: B. The Battle of Bannockburn. This battle was a significant victory for Robert the Bruce and the Scottish independence movement against England. Question 5. Which British monarch signed the Treaty of Union in 1707? A. Elizabeth I, B. James I, C. Anne, D. George I. Answer: C. Anne. Queen Anne was the monarch under whose reign the Treaty of Union was signed, uniting England and Scotland into Great Britain. Question 6. In what year did the Great Fire of London occur, and what was its impact? A. 1566, B. 1666, C. 1766, D. 1866. Answer: B. 1666. The Great Fire of London in 1666 led to the destruction of much of the medieval city, prompting the rebuilding of London with improved urban planning and fire safety regulations. Question 7. Who was the Prime Minister of the UK when it joined the European Economic Community? A. Harold Wilson, B. Margaret Thatcher, C. Edward Heath, D. Tony Blair. Answer: C. Edward Heath. Edward Heath was Prime Minister when the UK joined the European Economic Community in 1973. Question 8. What was the primary outcome of the Reform Act of 1832? A. It abolished the slave trade. B. It granted suffrage to women. C. It expanded the electoral franchise to more men. D. It established the National Health Service. Answer: C. It expanded the electoral franchise to more men. The Reform Act of 1832 widened the vote to more men, marking a significant step towards democratization. Question 9. When was the Magna Carta originally signed and by whom? A. 1066 by William the Conqueror, B. 1215 by King John, C. 1485 by Henry VII, D. 1603 by James I. Answer: B. 1215 by King John. The Magna Carta, a foundational document of English liberties, was signed by King John in 1215. Question 10. What significant social and economic movement began in Britain in the late 18th century? A. The Renaissance. B. The Reformation. C. The Enlightenment. D. The Industrial Revolution. Answer: D. The Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution, which started in Britain in the late 18th century, transformed the economy and society with new manufacturing processes. Question 11. In which year was the Slave Trade Act, abolishing the slave trade within the British Empire, enacted? A. 1807. B. 1833. C. 1865. D. 1901. Answer: A. 1807. The Slave Trade Act of 1807 abolished the slave trade in the British Empire, marking a significant milestone in the fight against slavery. Question 12. Who was the first woman to be awarded a Nobel Prize in the UK, and for what category? A. Dorothy Hodgkin for chemistry. B. Rosalind Franklin for medicine. C. Marie Curie for physics. D. Ada Lovelace for literature. Answer: A. Dorothy Hodgkin for chemistry. Dorothy Hodgkin was awarded the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1964 for her work on important biochemical substances using X-ray crystallography. Question 13. What event in 1947 marked the beginning of the end of the British Empire? A. The Suez Crisis. B. The independence of India and Pakistan. C. The Battle of Britain. D. The signing of the Treaty of Versailles. Answer: B. The independence of India and Pakistan. The independence of India and Pakistan in 1947 signalled the start of the decolonization process of the British Empire. Question 14. During which conflict was the Battle of Britain fought, and what was its significance? A. The First World War, marking the start of aerial warfare. B. The Second World War, preventing a German invasion of Britain. C. The Falklands War, asserting British territorial claims. D. The Boer War, expanding the British Empire. Answer: B. The Second World War, preventing a German invasion of Britain. The Battle of Britain was a crucial aerial battle that thwarted Nazi Germany's plans to invade Britain. Question 15. What historical document, signed in 1215, is considered a cornerstone of modern democracy? A. The Declaration of Independence. B. The Bill of Rights. C. The Magna Carta. D. The Constitution. Answer: C. The Magna Carta. Signed in 1215, the Magna Carta is considered a foundational document of constitutional governance and the rule of law. Question 16. Which King of England was known as Lionheart? A. Richard I. B. Henry V. C. Edward III. D. George VI. Answer: A. Richard I. Richard I, known as Richard the Lionheart, was celebrated for his leadership during the Third Crusade. Question 17. What is the oldest university in the UK, and in what year was it founded? A. University of Oxford, 1167. B. University of Cambridge, 1209. C. University of St Andrews, 1413. D. University of London, 1836. Answer: A. University of Oxford, 1167. The University of Oxford is recognized as the oldest university in the English-speaking world, with evidence of teaching as far back as 1167. Question 18. Who was the first female Prime Minister of the United Kingdom? A. Margaret Thatcher. B. Theresa May. C. Elizabeth II. D. Indira Gandhi. Answer: A. Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher became the first female Prime Minister of the UK in 1979. Question 19. In what year did the UK officially decriminalise homosexuality? A. 1967. B. 1973. C. 1981. D. 2000. Answer: A. 1967. The Sexual Offences Act of 1967 decriminalised homosexual acts in private between two men over the age of 21 in England and Wales. Question 20. What catastrophic event in the mid-14th century significantly reduced the population of England? A. The Great Fire of London. B. The Norman Conquest. C. The Black Death. D. The English Civil War. Answer: C. The Black Death. The Black Death, a devastating global epidemic of bubonic plague, significantly reduced England's population in the mid-14th century. Question 21. What is the name of the ship that the Pilgrim Fathers sailed on to North America in 1620? A. The Mayflower. B. The HMS Beagle. C. The Santa Maria. D. The Endeavour. Answer: A. The Mayflower. The Pilgrim Fathers sailed on the Mayflower in 1620 to settle in North America, landing at Plymouth Rock. Question 22. Who was the British monarch during the American War of Independence? A. George II. B. George III. C. Elizabeth I. D. Victoria. Answer: B. George III. King George III was the monarch during the American War of Independence, which lasted from 1775 to 1783. Question 23. What legislation, passed in 1701, aimed to secure the Protestant succession to the throne? A. The Act of Settlement. B. The Magna Carta. C. The Bill of Rights. D. The Act of Union. Answer: A. The Act of Settlement. The Act of Settlement 1701 was passed to ensure that the English throne would pass to Protestant successors. Question 24. In which year did the Battle of Waterloo take place, and who was the British commander? A. 1704, Duke of Marlborough. B. 1756, Admiral Nelson. C. 1815, Duke of Wellington. D. 1916, General Haig. Answer: C. 1815, Duke of Wellington. The Battle of Waterloo occurred in 1815, where the Duke of Wellington led the British forces to victory against Napoleon. Question 25. What was the primary reason for the construction of Hadrian's Wall? A. To mark the boundary of the Roman Empire in Britain. B. To protect England from Viking invasions. C. To celebrate Emperor Hadrian's visit to Britain. D. To serve as a trade barrier between England and Scotland. Answer: A. To mark the boundary of the Roman Empire in Britain. Hadrian's Wall was built to denote the northern limit of Roman Britain and to protect the empire from the Picts. Question 26. Name the king executed in 1649 following the English Civil War. A. Charles I. B. Charles II. C. James I. D. James II. Answer: A. Charles I. King Charles I was executed in 1649, marking a pivotal moment in British history and leading to the establishment of the Commonwealth. Question 27. When was the National Health Service, NHS, founded and by which government? A. 1945 Conservative. B. 1948 Labour. C. 1951 Liberal. D. 1965 Conservative. Answer: B. 1948 Labour. The NHS was established in 1948 by Clement Attlee's post-war Labour government, providing health care free at the point of use. Question 28. What was the purpose of the Corn Laws, and when were they repealed? A. To protect British agriculture, repealed in 1846. B. To regulate colonial trade, repealed in 1776. C. To enforce religious conformity, repealed in 1689. D. To restrict immigration, repealed in 1905. Answer: A. To protect British agriculture, repealed in 1846. The Corn Laws were designed to protect British grain producers from cheaper foreign imports and were repealed following widespread protest. Question 29. Which significant legal document, enacted in 1701, was designed to settle the succession of the English throne? A. The Act of Union. B. The Bill of Rights. C. The Act of Settlement. D. The Magna Carta. Answer: C. The Act of Settlement. The Act of Settlement 1701 was intended to ensure a Protestant succession by settling the throne on the Electress Sophia of Hanover and her Protestant heirs. Question 30. Who led the Scottish forces to victory at the Battle of Bannockburn in 1314? A. William Wallace. B. Robert the Bruce. C. James Douglas. D. Alexander III. Answer: B. Robert the Bruce. King Robert the Bruce led the Scots to a decisive victory over the English at the Battle of Bannockburn, a key event in the First War of Scottish Independence. Question 31. What was the main objective of the Chartists' movement in the 19th century? A. To abolish the monarchy. B. To secure voting rights for all men. C. To establish a republic. D. To reform the education system. Answer: B. To secure voting rights for all men. The Chartists were a working-class movement that sought universal male suffrage and other democratic reforms. Question 32. Who was the reigning monarch when the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland was established in 1922? A. George V. B. Edward VII. C. Elizabeth II. D. Victoria. Answer: A. George V. The United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland was formally established in 1922 during the reign of King George V. Question 33. In which year was the Battle of Agincourt fought, and who was the King of England at the time? A. 1066 William the Conqueror. B. 1415 Henry V. C. 1588 Elizabeth I. D. 1815 George III. Answer: B. 1415 Henry V. The Battle of Agincourt, a major English victory in the 100 Years' War, was fought in 1415 under the leadership of King Henry V. Question 34. What was the Beveridge Report, and how did it impact British society? A. A financial plan that led to the Great Recession. B. A military strategy during World War II. C. A proposal for comprehensive social insurance leading to the welfare state. D. A treaty ending British involvement in a foreign war. Answer: C. A proposal for comprehensive social insurance, leading to the welfare state. The Beveridge Report, published in 1942, outlined plans for widespread social reforms, laying the groundwork for the modern UK welfare state. Question 35. Who was the Prime Minister during the Suez Crisis of 1956? A. Winston Churchill. B. Anthony Eden. C. Harold Macmillan. D. Clement Attlee. Answer: B. Anthony Eden. Anthony Eden was the British Prime Minister during the Suez Crisis, a pivotal event that marked the decline of Britain's status as a world power. Question 36. What year marks the beginning of Queen Elizabeth II's reign? A. 1945. B. 1952. C. 1961. D. 1977. Answer: B. 1952. Queen Elizabeth II ascended to the throne in 1952 following the death of her father, King George VI. Question 37. Which act, passed in 1967, began the process of decriminalising abortion in the UK? A. The Abortion Act. B. The Sexual Offences Act. C. The Equal Pay Act. D. The Human Rights Act. Answer: A. The Abortion Act. The Abortion Act of 1967 legalized abortions by registered practitioners and set conditions under which they could legally be performed in Great Britain. Question 38. Name the British physicist who is credited with the discovery of the electron. A. Isaac Newton. B. Michael Faraday. C. J. Thomson. D. Stephen Hawking. Answer: C. J. Thomson. Sir J. Thomson is credited with the discovery of the electron in 1897, significantly advancing the field of atomic physics. Question 39. In what year did the Representation of the People Act grant women over the age of 30 the right to vote? A. 1918. B. 1928. C. 1945. D. 1969. Answer: A. 1918. The Representation of the People Act of 1918 granted voting rights to women over the age of 30 who met certain property qualifications. Question 40. What pivotal event in 1558 helped establish England as a Protestant nation? A. The signing of the Magna Carta. B. The defeat of the Spanish Armada. C. The accession of Elizabeth I to the throne. D. The publication of the King James Bible. Answer: C. The accession of Elizabeth I to the throne. Elizabeth I's accession in 1558 and her subsequent religious reforms solidified England's Protestant identity. Question 41. Who was the first Briton to orbit the Earth in space, and in what year? A. Michael Foale in 1997. B. Helen Sharman in 1991. C. Tim Peake in 2015. D. Richard Branson in 2021. Answer: B. Helen Sharman in 1991. Helen Sharman became the first Briton to travel to space and orbit the Earth when she flew to the Mir space station in 1991. Question 42. What significant event did the Glorious Revolution of 1688 lead to in terms of constitutional change? A. The establishment of the Church of England. B. The signing of the Magna Carta. C. The introduction of the Bill of Rights 1689. D. The end of the English Civil War. Answer: C. The introduction of the Bill of Rights 1689. The Glorious Revolution led to significant constitutional changes, including the introduction of the Bill of Rights 1689, which laid down limits on the powers of the Crown and set out the rights of Parliament. Question 43. Which British king abdicated the throne in 1936 and why? A. George VI, due to ill health. B. Edward VIII, to marry Wallis Simpson. C. George V, to serve in World War II. D. Henry VIII, for religious reasons. Answer. B. Edward VIII, to marry Wallis Simpson. Edward VIII abdicated the throne in 1936 because he wished to marry Wallis Simpson, an American divorcee, which was opposed by the Church of England and the British government. Question 44. What historic act did the UK pass in 1807 concerning the slave trade? A. The Emancipation Proclamation. B. The Slave Trade Act. C. The Abolition of Slavery Act. D. The Civil Rights Act. Answer. B. The Slave Trade Act. The Slave Trade Act of 1807 made the slave trade illegal throughout the British Empire. Question 45. Who was known as the Iron Lady of British politics? A. Queen Elizabeth I. B. Margaret Thatcher. C. Theresa May. D. Angela Merkel. Answer. B. Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom from 1979 to 1990, was nicknamed the Iron Lady for her uncompromising politics and leadership style. Question 46. What landmark decision in 1969 began the process of decentralizing the British currency? A. The Decimal Currency Act. B. The Currency Reform Act. C. The Pound Sterling Act. D. The Decimal Day Declaration. Answer. A. The Decimal Currency Act. The Decimal Currency Act of 1969 began the process of converting the British currency system to a decimal system, which was completed on Decimal Day, February 15, 1971. Question 47. In which year did the UK vote to leave the European Union in a referendum? A. 2000. B. 2012. C. 2016. D. 2020. Answer. C. 2016. The United Kingdom voted to leave the European Union in a referendum held on June 23, 2016. Question 48. Who founded the British Red Cross and in what year was it established? A. Florence Nightingale in 1863. B. Henry Dunant in 1870. C. Clara Barton in 1881. D. Queen Victoria in 1870. Answer. B. Henry Dunant in 1870. Although Henry Dunant is the founder of the International Red Cross movement, the British Red Cross was established in 1870, inspired by his ideas. Question 49. What was the purpose of the Statute of Rhuddlan, enacted in 1284? A. To annex Wales to the Crown of England. B. To establish the Church of England. C. To reform the English legal system. D. To grant independence to Scotland. Answer. A. To annex Wales to the Crown of England. The Statute of Rhuddlan in 1284 brought Wales under English law, effectively annexing it to the Crown of England. Question 50. In what year was the Bank of England established, making it one of the oldest central banks in the world? A. 1544. B. 1649. C. 1694. D. 1759. Answer. C. 1694. The Bank of England was established in 1694, making it one of the oldest central banks in operation today. Question 51. What is the name of the document that formally ended the First World War for Britain and its allies? A. The Treaty of Versailles. B. The Magna Carta. C. The Treaty of Paris. D. The League of Nations Charter. Answer A. The Treaty of Versailles. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919, formally ended the First World War for Britain and its allies. Question 52. Which Prime Minister is credited with founding the welfare state in the UK post-World War II? A. Winston Churchill. B. Clement Attlee. C. Margaret Thatcher. D. Tony Blair. Answer B. Clement Attlee. The Labour government, led by Prime Minister Clement Attlee after World War II, is credited with founding the modern welfare state in the UK. Question 53. What event in 1982 marked a significant military conflict for the UK outside of its territories? A. The Falklands War. B. The Suez Crisis. C. The Gulf War. D. The Kosovo War. Answer A. The Falklands War. The Falklands War in 1982 was a significant military conflict between the UK and Argentina over the Falkland Islands. Question 54. Name the act that officially ended capital punishment in the UK for murder. A. The Murder, Abolition of Death Penalty, Act 1965. B. The Capital Punishment Act 1847. C. The Criminal Justice Act 2003. D. The Homicide Act 1957. Answer A. The Murder, Abolition of Death Penalty, Act 1965. This act suspended the death penalty for murder in the UK, effectively abolishing it. Question 55. In what year was the Battle of the Somme, one of the bloodiest battles in World War I, fought? A. 1914. B. 1916. C. 1918. D. 1920. Answer B. 1916. The Battle of the Somme, fought in 1916, was one of the largest battles of the First World War, with over 1 million men wounded or killed. Question 56. Who was the first female to hold the position of Speaker in the House of Commons? A. Betty Boothroyd. B. Margaret Thatcher. C. Harriet Harman. D. Nancy Astor. Answer A. Betty Boothroyd. Betty Boothroyd became the first female Speaker of the House of Commons in 1992. Question 57. What major constitutional change occurred in the UK in 1999 regarding devolution? A. The establishment of the Scottish Parliament and Welsh Assembly. B. The reformation of the House of Lords. C. The introduction of the euro as currency. D. The signing of the Lisbon Treaty. Answer A. The establishment of the Scottish Parliament and Welsh Assembly. In 1999, significant constitutional changes occurred through devolution, establishing the Scottish Parliament and the Welsh Assembly to decentralise power. Question 58. Which treaty, signed in 1706, facilitated the union of Scotland and England? A. The Treaty of Edinburgh. B. The Treaty of Union. C. The Treaty of Westphalia. D. The Treaty of Utrecht. Answer B. The Treaty of Union. The Treaty of Union was signed in 1706 and ratified in 1707, leading to the political union of Scotland and England into Great Britain. Question 59. Who was the longest-serving monarch before Queen Elizabeth II? A. Queen Victoria. B. George III. C. Henry VIII. D. Elizabeth I. Answer A. Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria, who reigned for 63 years and 216 days, was the longest-serving British monarch before being surpassed by Queen Elizabeth II. Question 60. Name the historical figure who became Prime Minister immediately following Winston Churchill's first term. A. Clement Attlee. B. Anthony Eden. C. Harold Macmillan. D. Neville Chamberlain. Answer A. Clement Attlee. Clement Attlee became Prime Minister in 1945, immediately following Winston Churchill's first term as Prime Minister during World War II. Question 61. In which century did the Glorious Revolution take place, and what was its impact on the monarchy? A. 16th century. It began the Tudor dynasty. B. 17th century. It established constitutional monarchy. C. 18th century. It led to the creation of the United Kingdom. D. 19th century. It initiated the Victorian Era. Answer B. 17th century. It established constitutional monarchy. The Glorious Revolution of 1688 significantly diminished the power of the monarchy and laid the foundation for a constitutional monarchy in Britain. Question 62. What key public health legislation was introduced in response to the Great Stink of London? A. The Clean Air Act. B. The Public Health Act 1848. C. The Metropolitan Sewers Act. D. The Sanitary Act of 1866. Answer B. The Public Health Act 1848. The act was a response to the urgent need for better sanitation, though the Great Stink, specifically in 1858, prompted further sanitary reforms, leading to London's modern sewerage system. Question 63. Which British monarch reigned during the invasion of the Spanish Armada? A. Henry VIII. B. Elizabeth I. C. James I. D. Victoria. Answer B. Elizabeth I. Queen Elizabeth I reigned during the time of the Spanish Armada's attempted invasion in 1588, which ended in a significant victory for England. Question 64. What medieval document, signed by King John, has influenced legal systems around the world? A. The Domesday Book. B. The Magna Carta. C. The Bill of Rights 1689. D. The Act of Union 1707. Answer B. The Magna Carta. Signed in 1215, the Magna Carta is a cornerstone of modern democracy, rule of law, and human rights, influencing legal systems worldwide. Question 65. In which conflict did the charge of the Light Brigade occur? A. The Crimean War. B. The First World War. C. The Napoleonic Wars. D. The Boer War. Answer A. The Crimean War. The charge of the Light Brigade, a famous but disastrous cavalry charge, occurred during the Battle of Balaclava in 1854 in the Crimean War. Question 66. Name the British scientist who played a pivotal role in the development of computer science. A. Isaac Newton. B. Charles Darwin. C. Alan Turing. D. Stephen Hawking. Answer C. Alan Turing. Turing is considered a father of theoretical computer science and artificial intelligence, notably for his work during World War II in breaking the Enigma code. Question 67. What groundbreaking social reform was achieved with the Marriage Act of 1836 in England and Wales. A. Legalization of same-sex marriage. B. Permission for marriages to be conducted outside the Church of England. C. Introduction of civil marriage ceremonies. D, B, and C. Answer: D, B, and C. The Marriage Act of 1836 allowed for non-religious civil marriages and marriages in non-Anglican churches for the first time in England and Wales. Question 68. Which landmark ruling in 1772 influenced the legal status of slavery in England? A. The Zong Massacre Verdict. B. The Somerset Case. C. The Dred Scott Decision. D. The Mansfield Judgment. Answer: B. The Somerset Case. Lord Mansfield's judgment in the Somerset Case of 1772 was a significant moment in the legal history of slavery, finding that slavery was unsupported by common law in England. Question 69. Name the 19th century legislation that began the regulation of working conditions in factories. A. The Factory Acts. B. The Health and Morals of Apprentices Act. C. The Mines Act. D. The Workhouse Act. Answer: A. The Factory Acts. The series of Factory Acts were introduced throughout the 19th century, starting from 1802, to improve conditions for workers in factories, especially for children. Question 70. Who was the Prime Minister of the UK at the outbreak of World War I? A. Winston Churchill. B. Neville Chamberlain. C. Herbert Asquith. D. David Lloyd George. Answer: C. Herbert Asquith. H. Asquith was the Prime Minister at the outbreak of World War I in 1914, later succeeded by David Lloyd George during the war. Question 71. What was the main effect of the Enclosure Acts in England? A. The division of common land into individually owned plots. B. The establishment of national parks. C. The reduction of agricultural productivity. D. The expansion of the British Empire. Answer: A. The division of common land into individually owned plots. The Enclosure Acts, passed from the late medieval period through the 19th century, privatized common lands, dramatically altering the rural landscape and society. Question 72. In what year did women in the UK gain voting rights equal to men? A. 1918. B. 1928. C. 1945. D. 1969. Answer: B. 1928. The representation of the people. Equal franchise. Act 1928 granted women voting rights on the same terms as men for the first time in the UK. Question 73. Which English king was defeated at the Battle of Hastings? A. Edward the Confessor. B. Harold II. C. Richard the Lionheart. D. Henry V. Answer: B. Harold II. King Harold II was defeated by William the Conqueror at the Battle of Hastings in 1066, leading to Norman rule of England. Question 74. Name the peace treaty that concluded the Napoleonic Wars. A. The Treaty of Paris 1815. B. The Congress of Vienna. C. The Treaty of Versailles. D. The Treaty of Nanking. Answer: A. The Treaty of Paris 1815. The Treaty of Paris, signed in 1815 after Napoleon's defeat at Waterloo, concluded the Napoleonic Wars. Question 75. Who was the first British monarch of the House of Windsor? A. Edward VII. B. George V. C. Elizabeth II. D. George VI. Answer B. George V. In 1917, during World War I, George V changed the royal family's name from the House of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha to the House of Windsor. Question 76. What historic event is commemorated by Guy Fawkes Night? A. The Gunpowder Plot of 1605. B. The restoration of the monarchy in 1660. C. The Glorious Revolution of 1688. D. The Battle of Britain. Answer A. The Gunpowder Plot of 1605. Guy Fawkes Night commemorates the failure of the Gunpowder Plot, an attempt to blow up the Houses of Parliament. Question 77. Which British monarch oversaw the union with Ireland in 1801? A. George III. B. Victoria. C. Elizabeth I. D. James I. Answer A. George III. The Acts of Union 1800, which came into effect in 1801 during the reign of George III, united the Kingdom of Great Britain and the Kingdom of Ireland into the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. Question 78. What was the primary focus of the Poor Law Amendment Act of 1834? A. To abolish the poor laws. B. To establish workhouses for the poor. C. To provide universal health care. D. To introduce income support for the unemployed. Answer B. To establish workhouses for the poor. The Poor Law Amendment Act of 1834 overhauled the existing system of poor relief, notably by establishing workhouses where those in need of assistance were required to work. Question 79. Who was the British monarch during the Victorian era? A. George III. B. William IV. C. Victoria. D. Elizabeth II. Answer C. Victoria. The Victorian era is named after Queen Victoria, who reigned from 1837 to 1901, a period marked by industrial, cultural, political, scientific, and military change within the United Kingdom. Question 80. Name the treaty that ended the War of the Spanish Succession. A. The Treaty of Utrecht. B. The Treaty of Paris. C. The Treaty of Westphalia. D. The Treaty of Versailles. Answer A. The Treaty of Utrecht. The Treaty of Utrecht, 1713, ended the War of the Spanish Succession, leading to a series of agreements that redefined European borders and ended French expansionist policy. Question 81. What significant political change occurred in the UK in 1928 concerning voting rights? A. Women gained the right to vote. B. The voting age was lowered to 18. C. Women achieved voting rights equal to men. D. Voting became compulsory. Answer C. Women achieved voting rights equal to men. The representation of the people, equal franchise. Act 1928 granted equal voting rights to women over the age of 21, aligning their rights with those of men. Question 82. Which British invention played a crucial role in winning the Battle of Britain? A. The jet engine. B. Radar. C. The tank. D. The Spitfire airplane. Answer B. Radar. Radar technology played a critical role in the Battle of Britain by allowing the RAF to detect and track incoming German aircraft, significantly contributing to the British victory. Question 83. Name the Prime Minister who led the UK into the European Economic Community. A. Harold Wilson. B. Edward Heath. C. Margaret Thatcher. D. Tony Blair. Answer B. Edward Heath. Edward Heath was the Prime Minister who led the UK into the European Economic Community in 1973, marking a significant moment in British-European relations. Question 84. What was the primary purpose of the Factory Acts passed during the 19th century? A. To promote industrial growth. B. To protect the rights of workers. C. To restrict the use of child labour. D. Both B and C. Answer D. Both B and C. The Factory Acts were a series of laws passed to protect the rights of workers, particularly children, by regulating working hours and conditions in factories. Question 85. In which year did the Peasants' Revolt take place? A. 1215. B. 1381. C. 1455. D. 1642. Answer B. 1381. The Peasants' Revolt occurred in 1381, sparked by socio-economic tensions and widespread discontent with the poll tax. Question 86. Who was known as the father of the Commonwealth? A. Winston Churchill. B. Queen Elizabeth II. C. George VI. D. Jawaharlal Nehru. Answer A. Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill is often referred to as the father of the Commonwealth for his role in transitioning the British Empire into the Commonwealth of Nations, though the term is used loosely and symbolically. Question 87. What event in 1534 marked a significant change in England's religious landscape? A. The signing of the Magna Carta. B. The establishment of the Church of England. C. The beginning of the English Civil War. D. The Glorious Revolution. Answer B. The establishment of the Church of England. The Act of Supremacy in 1534 declared King Henry VIII the supreme head of the Church of England, marking a significant religious change by breaking away from the Catholic Church. Question 88. Which battle in 1746 marked the end of the Jacobite risings? A. The Battle of Culloden. B. The Battle of Bannockburn. C. The Battle of Hastings. D. The Battle of Agincourt. Answer A. The Battle of Culloden. The Battle of Culloden in 1746 was the final confrontation of the Jacobite risings, ending in defeat for the Jacobite forces and solidifying British rule over Scotland. Question 89. Name the legislation that sought to address the social welfare needs of the British population after World War II. A. The Beveridge Report. B. The National Health Service Act. C. The Welfare Reform Act. D. The Social Security Act. Answer B. The National Health Service Act. While the Beveridge Report laid the groundwork, the National Health Service Act of 1946 was pivotal in establishing the NHS in 1948, addressing the health and social welfare needs of the British population post-World War II. Question 90. Who was the British monarch at the time of the signing of the Treaty of Versailles? A. George V. B. Edward VII. C. Elizabeth II. D. Victoria. Answer A. George V. King George V was the British monarch when the Treaty of Versailles was signed in 1919, formally ending World War I. Question 91. What was the primary goal of the Chartist movement in the mid-19th century? A. To abolish the monarchy and establish a republic. B. To secure universal suffrage for all men. C. To end child labour in factories. D. To reform the education system. Answer. B. To secure universal suffrage for all men. The Chartist movement, active from 1838 to 1857, primarily sought to achieve universal male suffrage and other democratic reforms. Question 92. In which year was the Great Reform Act that expanded the electoral franchise passed? A. 1776. B. 1832. C. 1867. D. 1928. Answer. B. 1832. The Representation of the People Act 1832, commonly known as the Great Reform Act, expanded the electoral franchise in England and Wales, marking a significant step towards broader democratic representation. Question 93. Name the British naval hero killed during the Battle of Trafalgar. A. Sir Francis Drake. B. Admiral Lord Nelson. C. Captain James Cook. D. Sir Walter Raleigh. Answer. B. Admiral Lord Nelson. Admiral Lord Nelson was killed during the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805, securing a decisive victory against the combined French and Spanish fleets, but resulting in his death. Question 94. What law, passed in 1965, began the process of decolonization by granting independence to British colonies? A. The Commonwealth Immigrants Act. B. The British Nationality Act. C. The Independence Act. D. This is a misinterpretation. No specific act in 1965 began decolonization. Answer. D. This is a misinterpretation. No specific act in 1965 began decolonization. Decolonization was a process that occurred over several years, with various acts passed granting independence to different colonies. The process was not initiated by a single act in 1965. Question 95. Who was the first woman in the UK to be elected as a Member of Parliament? A. Margaret Thatcher. B. Nancy Astor. C. Constance Markievicz. D. Theresa May. Answer. C. Constance Markievicz. Constance Markievicz was elected in 1918 but, as a member of Sinn Féin, did not take a seat. Nancy Astor was the first woman to take a seat in Parliament in 1919. Question 96. What significant environmental legislation was passed in the UK in response to the smog of the 1950s? A. The Clean Air Act 1956. B. The Environmental Protection Act. C. The Air Quality Act. D. The Smog Reduction Act. Answer. A. The Clean Air Act 1956. The Clean Air Act of 1956 was enacted in response to the severe smog events of the early 1950s, particularly the Great Smog of London in 1952. Question 97. In which year was the University of Oxford established, making it the oldest university in the English-speaking world? A. 1096. B. 1167. C. 1209. D. 1326. Answer. B. 1167. The University of Oxford traces its roots back to around 1167, making it the oldest university in the English-speaking world. Question 98. What was the main consequence of the Acts of Union 1707 for Scotland and England? A. The creation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain. B. The establishment of a single parliament at Westminster. C. Both A and B. D. The dissolution of the Scottish Parliament. Answer. C. Both A and B. The Acts of Union 1707 united the parliaments and crowns of Scotland and England, creating the United Kingdom of Great Britain, with a single parliament at Westminster. Question 99. Name the British explorer who first claimed Australia for Great Britain. A. James Cook. B. Francis Drake. C. Walter Raleigh. D. John Cabot. Answer. A. James Cook. Captain James Cook is credited with the first recorded European contact with the eastern coastline of Australia in 1770, claiming it for Great Britain. Question 100. What landmark event in 1215 is considered a foundational moment for constitutional governance in England? A. The establishment of the Church of England. B. The signing of the Magna Carta. C. The Battle of Hastings. D. The Glorious Revolution. Answer. B. The signing of the Magna Carta. The Magna Carta, signed in 1215, is considered a fundamental moment for constitutional governance, limiting the power of the monarchy and laying the groundwork for future legal and democratic developments